So we've done it. We've made it to the end of 2024. What a fantastic year it's been. I've had so much fun running across the year, but I thought I'd have a look back at my 5 top races for the year. Westbury 5K might be the race that I organise, but for the first time in a few years, I was actually able to run it as well this year. Somebody else involved in the club started it and kept an eye on it while I ran. So I was able to actually run my own race. And it was fantastic. My fastest 5K that I've done this year. And it was just great to actually get back running with the people who come to the race regularly. The race was in the Wiltshire League this year. And it was good to get, I think we had over 500 finishes across the 4 races, but to actually have an opportunity to run and take part in one of them was great and thoroughly enjoyable. Had a chance to chat to loads of people out there while I was at it. And it's just a great experience that I can enjoy something that I've put together as well. So that goes on my list at number 5. Number 4 on my list was my visit to Chester Marathon in October, where I managed to run 3 hour 5, so my second fastest marathon time that I've done. I'd entered to try and take part in the England Masters event that was running alongside it as well. So I managed to get the England Masters time, so that was 3 hours 10, I beat that. But you also had to try and finish in, I think, the first 3 England Masters in your age category, which, no, I didn't do. So although I got the time, nowhere near qualifying for England Masters. But it was nice to go out and have a run, nice to get a good time after a couple of disappointing marathons at places like Valencia, where it just didn't quite click for me. I enjoyed Chester, and the whole city was fantastic. Really well organised, really slick race. Running through the city centre at the start is fantastic. It was 1 lap, which I like. 1 lap, I prefer 1 laps to kind of some of these double lap marathons. So yeah, just doing 1 lap was fantastic. It got a bit lumpy, a few hills towards the end that kind of kicked me a little bit time-wise. I struggled last kind of 5K, but thoroughly enjoyable. I happily recommend Chester to anybody. And the finish along the Chester Walls was great atmosphere down there as well. So thoroughly enjoyable race. That's number 4 on my list. I did manage 1 PB this year, and it was also a club record for Vet 40 for 20 miles, and that was at the Fission 20 up at Berkeley Power Station, which is a 2-lapper. But I think we had a lovely day for it, other than a bit of hail in the last mile, but we'd done the work by then. Managed to take about 30 seconds off of my PB. It set me up in good step for marathon training for the rest of the year, so it was a good indicator. It's always a great supported event. Lots of local runners come out and do it. And they have a 20-miler and a half marathon as well. So lots of abilities there. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's, I say, the volunteers are great. Lots of water stations, lots of cheering and support on the course. And I mean, starting and finishing at an old power station is always quite a unique backdrop to the race. I'll probably head back to that one again. I think both times I've run there now, I've had success at the distance, so no reason to stop, and I should be back one day. Number 2, I've put Endure 24, and it's a strange one for me. It's a race I've done for years and years, probably well over a decade now. Even through lockdown, when it moved to, I think it was Henley, and they did a rogue one there before they went back to Wassing Park near Reading. I did fall out of love with it for a couple of years, just through because it's the same course all the time, and a part of me didn't want to go back and just keep doing the same thing. But I had a fantastic team this year who offered me to come along and join them, so I did, and I just had the best time this year. I think I went in with not the highest expectation, but I just had a great time. I did, I think, about 40 miles in the end in the 24 miles, in the 24 hours. There's our team of 5. I think everybody did similar distance, like 6, 7 or 8 laps. So thoroughly enjoyable. I think we finished in the top 10 as a team overall, which was fantastic as well. We weren't kind of going to compete with the fastest teams there, but to finish well and have fun, that was the main thing. And for me, a grizzled veteran of Endure 24, to put a bit of spring in my step again for an event that I have loved over the years. It was nice. And actually, I look back at that weekend and had just had a fantastic time, and kind of makes me want to go back and do it again. Whereas if you'd have asked me that this time last year, I wasn't too excited by doing Endure again. So yeah, surprisingly, that's coming quite high up on my calendar this year as an enjoyable event. And I think the people made that as much as the event as well. And for those who've followed my running journey this year, I don't think you'd be surprised that my favourite race of 2024 was the Boston Marathon. I qualified for it through my PB at Newport in 2023, got me a qualifying time to get into Boston. I applied without even thinking that I'd get in. It was just a whim. I thought, oh, look, Boston, I'll give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? And they accepted me and I got in. So I went and spent a fantastic weekend over in Boston, did a park run out there at Danahy Park a couple of days beforehand. And the Boston Marathon's actually on a Monday. So I was out there, flew out on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then back Monday night. And that whole weekend was just magical. Boston goes absolutely crazy for marathon. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced before. The atmosphere, the people, just the buzz. I mean, I've been to London at London weekends and stuff, and that's something, but Boston was on another level completely. And the Americans do love their marathons. I've been to Chicago a number of years ago, and I remember that being equally as crazy about the marathon, but Boston was wow. Bucket list properly ticked off there. Maybe in a couple of years I'll go again. I have got the qualifying time this year, but I think next time I go, I'd want to take the family, and we can't quite all go at the moment just because of jobs and timings and stuff. And with the race being on a Monday makes it trickier. But I think in a few years, we'll definitely have to go back if I can keep my legs moving quick enough to qualify. But oh, wow, just everything about it was fantastic. So yeah, would love to go back one year. So there we go. That was my top 5 race experiences of 2024. So did you do any of those races, or what races have you loved this year that you think I should come out and check out next year? I'm always open for new race experiences. So if you think I'm missing out on something, pop it below. Tell me. I'll see if I can check it out and come and give it a go. And you never know, my top 5 next year might be running with you. See you later. Gary Mack done.